And welcome back, everybody, to WTL. Where's the Line? Nebraska's first and only sports betting show. I'm your host, Andy Klassen, joined by
Jabron.
the Parlay Pounder.
You got it. We're back.
Yes, we are. And we talked a little AFC South.
For sure.
We got to give the NFC South a little love now, don't we?
Now we're talking, Andy.
Yes, we are.
Now we're talking.
And this is a division that has actually had some movement due to some quarterbacks leaving the division, entering the division. Really across the board here.
For sure.
Much like how we did the last segment with the AFC South.
Yeah.
Let's start at the bottom and work our way up to the favorites.
Yeah.
And this is a team that you would have thought would have been the overall favorite right after the offseason, but they were not.
Yeah.
Even before Tom Brady made his retirement speech and everything again.
Mm-hmm.
They were not. In fact, they were only picked to finish third in the division.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the odds makers thought, well, Tom's out for sure anyway.
Yeah.
But since that time, they have dropped behind the Panthers. They're at a plus 800. And you know what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers remind me of? They remind me of the Chicago Bulls, that first go-around where Michael Jordan quit and played baseball, and they called them – they didn't call them the Bulls anymore. They call them the Steers.
The Steers. I will say that, but the Chicago Bulls were still one of the best teams in the NBA.
Yeah.
This is not going to be the case for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
No, not at all.
It's just crazy to think, Andy. Has it really been 2.5 years since the Bucs won the Super Bowl?
Right.
It's just crazy to think about that.
And the division back-to-back years.
Exactly. Gone are the days of Tom Brady, like you said.
Yep.
But more in depth of that, the elite offensive line is gone, and the overwhelmingly dominant defense is gone.
Yeah.
Here are the dark days of the rebuild, Andy. The offense will either be under the command of Baker Mayfield, who is on his fourth team in the last 2 years, or Kyle Trask, a third-year, second-round pick with 9 career pass attempts in the NFL.
Baker had a really good game in L.A., though, last year. You're not sold?
Hey, I'm a huge Baker guy. I loved it when he came to Carolina, all that kind of stuff. I don't think we gave him the fair shot that he deserved. But when you're on your fourth team in the last 2 years, something's going, and it's hard to stick up for a guy.
Facts are facts.
Even when Brady was there last season and threw for the third most yards in the league, the offense still only finished in the 25th in points, Andy.
Yeah.
So, just a key stat for the Bucs right here. The Buccaneers only won one game where they allowed more than 16 points. If you can't score 16 points in the NFL, Andy, and there's no way that this offense is better than it was last year. They deserve to be at the bottom, and there's no value in this plus 550 or whatever you're seeing it at for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, we were fortunate enough on another podcast that I work on, Common Folk.
Yeah.
And we had Michael Severe on.
For sure.
And beforehand, we were talking, sports junkies, we were talking sports.
Oh, yeah.
And he was deep diving into some of these metrics. And Baker Mayfield is quote unquote accurate, but when you dive into like super accurate, where you're like putting a ball on a dinner plate,
for sure.
He's like, no. Where Tom Brady is that.
He's the man at that.
You could be the hugest Baker guy, and I like his grit and all
he's
that
the man.
stuff. Yeah,
he's the man.
A lot of fun. Heisman winner in Oklahoma and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But you're taking a significant step backwards.
For sure.
Especially at the most important position.
No doubt.
On the field, and that is the quarterback. Should we move on up the list here?
To the winner? To the winner. Is that what you're talking about?
So your Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
Ruleless
Carolina Panthers.
At a plus 400.
Yeah. I mean, obviously,
what do you like about
I'm a little biased here, Andy, but no, I'm just going to spill it out for you a little bit. The Panthers made the unsurprising decision, obviously, to take Bryce Young at number 1 with the overall first pick in the 2023 draft.
Oh, an undersized quarterback.
Exactly. Many QBs are tossed in the depth in totally unwanted scenarios. I think Young kind of landed in a nice spot in Charlotte.
Really?
Joining Young on offense are established wideouts DJ Chark and Adam Thielen.
Not DJ Moore.
Not DJ Moore, DJ Chark, and Adam Thielen, reliable tight end Hayden Hurst, and a Pro Bowl running back in Miles Sanders. So I really think they did a good job this offseason in bringing these guys in to surround a rookie quarterback that's going to have some growing pains. I'm not going to say that they're the best team in the league or anything like that. I'm saying that he is the rookie quarterback that they put in the best position with things around him. We're talking about C.J. Stroud. We're talking about Will Levis. All these guys really don't have a lot of stuff around them right now. I think that they have a really, really good young defense and improving defense. It's very solid right now, led by Brian Burns and J.C. Horn. So, and with the way that this division is wide open right now, Andy, with, like you said, every single team has a new quarterback or a new young quarterback starting. This is a team that can grit out games with that. With those older players on offense kind of leading the way for young and that really good young defense kind of keeping people in line to catch them.
Right. And aside from that last really good run from Drew Brees, where the Saints won 4 in a row from 2017 to 2020, and then the Bucs obviously back-to-back with Tom Brady, this has been a revolving door. Like, they had a crazy stat where every year it was a different winner of the NFC South. So, there is a path. I did like the Adam Thielen pickup too. They got him super cheap through a trade, and he's lost a step. He's slower, he's older, but for a 1 year, good locker room guy for a rookie quarterback, all that stuff. I do think he's a nice little second or third option, and I do think he'll help stabilize things and help Bryce Young out. So I can see some of that stuff. I still don't see them winning this division, but at plus 400, maybe you want to get a little squirrel.
I'm just saying, the Panthers have a lot of upside, and arguably, most of any in the division right now with the players that they have on the roster. It's just although I'm optimistic about the Panthers, Young has a tough precedent to overcome. The last 5 quarterbacks taken first overall won an average of 3.4 games during their rookie campaign, although they did not play the complete season, which Bryce Young is going to do. I don't believe Mr. Andy Red Rifle is going to start over Bryce Young.
Okay. Well, let's move on up to one of the teams that actually a lot of people think could win this division other than Jabron. That is the Atlanta Falcons. I got them at a plus 215 right now.
Yeah. No, Andy, and during the offseason, the Falcons made, had many areas to address, but chose to upgrade one of their few strengths in running back and picked up Bijan Robinson, which, one of the best in the biz. We talked about him at Texas. I'm just saying, however, they already have Tyler Algier, who was one of the emerging stars of the NFL last year for them. So I just think there are many questions surrounding the second-year Desmond Ridder. They're too young still, Andy. Drake London, Kyle Pitts, these are all young players still that really haven't had a breakout, and I just don't see a breakout happening with Desmond Ridder and Bijan Robinson, the guys behind the center. You need somebody that has won before and won in the NFL to, kind of push this team forward. They got a lot of young talent, and it's good talent to see, but I just think they need a leader, and I don't know if Desmond Ridder's that guy.
Not yet, anyhow, and he hasn't shown that yet. And now you're talking about winning a division. I don't. And everybody likes Pitts, but once again, all right. Well, what have you done in the NFL?
Exactly.
You gotta.
He's
show
like
me a little bit
the
more than that.
6th best tight end when it comes to yards or something, which is that's
Not
great.
bad. Yeah,
but
good.
when you don't have any receivers that you're throwing to, that's what happens. So I mean, the NFL is a quarterback-driven league, Andy, and the Falcons have no proof of concept at that position since Matt Ryan has left. So their defense will be better, and as much as we are confident that Robinson will be a solid player in the league, they miss an opportunity to strengthen the positions they needed. So I think that's going to haunt them, and this is going to be a losing season for the Atlanta Falcons.
All right, well, let's talk about the odds-on favorites.
Let's do it.
That is the New Orleans Saints. They are at plus 120 right now. You're still getting plus money on them. And they, like I mentioned, they won it 4 straight years from 2017 to 2020 until Mr. Tom Brady came into town, and he brought a lot of talent with him. Even Gronk came out of retirement again.
And they just loaded up that defense. They did everything they could. It still had Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, two of the best receivers in the league. They just had it. They did it. They slid it all in. It was great. But no, when you're talking about the NFC South, you have to talk about the New Orleans Saints. Biggest offseason move in this division, signing Las Vegas Raider and Oakland Raider Derek Carr. This was a huge pickup for him. I think this is the best thing to get them back on track. And people forget this offense still includes Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas if he's healthy, and then Chris Olave, whatever, however you want to say it.
Yep.
He was Pro Football Focus 13th best wide receiver in 2022 in his rookie season. So this guy is going to be a breakout star. Alvin Kamara is one of the best running backs in the biz, going to help Derek Carr that much in that, check downs and all that kind of stuff. And then if Michael Thomas is even close to the player that he used to be, remember, former Offensive Player of the Year, Michael Thomas, they're going to be just fine.
They really are. And we already talked about how the Buccaneers, their line just kept fading once Tom Brady did make it official that he was retiring.
Yeah.
This number got even tighter when Derek Carr made the move to the Saints.
Yeah.
And here's why. Here's why, Jabron.
Okay.
I really like the Saints this year.
Yeah.
Still at plus money to win this division. They have the second easiest schedule in the
there
NFL.
You go.
In the NFL.
Yep.
And they got an established quarterback. I've always been high on Derek Carr. Even in his days in Oakland, I've always been high on Derek Carr. So give me the Saints. I love that plus money. And you already mentioned the weapons that Carr already has around him. Kind of similar to what he had in Oakland.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Oakland used it correctly or at the right time.
Yeah.
I think the Saints are all over this. Even if they do goof it up, they're still going to win this South Division.
Yeah, I do believe that this is the easy money right here, especially at plus money still, Andy.
Yeah.
New Orleans Saints are the way to go. With Carr, a more capable passer than Jameis, than Andy Dalton, than Taysom Hill, sliding under center, I just think it's going to be a knockout, just a really good slam dunk for the New Orleans Saints. Another thing that I want to say, like you said, the Saints have an easy out of division schedule, only headlined by the likes of Jacksonville that we weren't, crazy high on, but who else are you going to pick in the AFC South?
Yep.
The Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings, who we've already talked in earlier podcasts, which we think the NFC North is down as well. And those are probably the two best teams in it. So those are their headline matchups. So I really like the New Orleans Saints. I think they're going to win the division. I think they're going to be in the playoffs. It pains me to say that. I think Carolina is about 1 to 2 years away, but give it to the Saints, especially at plus money. That's a bet to make.
I believe it is as well. You can get it on the Saints right now, still at that plus money, and I feel like we agreed just a little too much.
Just a little bit.
Over this last segment. I thought you were going to throw a curveball at me with your Carolina Panthers.
I'm still putting money on plus 400 for the Carolina Panthers. Do not get me wrong. Those are my Panthers, and I will root for them till the day I die. But if you're going smart, put some money on that plus 120, 125, 130, wherever you can find it for the New Orleans Saints. They're the slam dunk pick here. And,
Well put. And the smart money is on the Saints. That's why
sure.
that number is going down, especially since the acquisition of Derek Carr. Mm-hmm. Well, that'll do it for us this week. Be sure to follow us on ESPN Tri-City Radio on their Facebook.
Yeah.
And then also on our Twitter handle there and our YouTube channel. That is continuing to grow. We are just a couple subs away from reaching that 2,000
We're
mark.
right there.
And I got to thank everybody for hopping on board. That has been so much fun, and we do it for you guys. That's what we make those shorts for. Add the music and all those graphics and the fun stuff.
It's just fun.
We also got those daily free picks over on TikTok for all you TikTokers out there. For Jabron, the Parlay Pounder, I'm Andy Klassen. Thank you for listening. This has been WTL.